breaking news.
Keeps getting better. I keep getting my money's worth.
Hey, how's it going, everybody?
Eric, are you going to take this one?
Yeah, I'll take this one, Bernsey. According to Shams Charania, the Phoenix Suns have matched the Indiana Pacers' 4-year, $133 million maximum offer sheet to DeAndre Ayton. So they didn't wait. Like 15 minutes.
48 hours? They didn't even take 48 friggin' minutes. He's like, yeah, okay, we're good. You're fine.
That was my tweet. I literally just tweeted that. Look at us. Look at our synchronicity.
Look at that.
Flying together. Yeah, exactly what I said last segment was completely wrong. How about that? Usually you wait. I don't think the Suns want to wait around, I guess. They didn't want to wait. All right.
Imagine Indiana, man, you go through all this work. You trade Malcolm Brogdon. You cut that player, and they did something with what they waived and stretched 3 other players, right? Okay, here we go. Offer sheet. Boom, here it is. He signed it. It took the Suns 10 minutes after Woj's report to match it. 10. That's it. Done. Over. DeAndre Ayton's back.
Cool stuff, Indiana. Really good stuff. You really thought you had DeAndre Ayton there for a second, huh?
Mitch, our producer, was he in the restroom when that happened?
Yeah.
Is he not aware of what happened?
So I don't know if he knows what happened. In fact, he's just walking in right now. This is definitely a wing it type of show.
Mitch is just like, hey, what'd I miss? Shams Charania reported that the Pacers, that the Suns have matched. The Suns have already matched DeAndre Ayton's offer.
Wow.
Just like done.
In the time it took to go to the bathroom, the Phoenix Suns matched a max offer sheet.
Well, I'm
Eric's over there covering bases, and then I held my phone up and waved it at him because I don't know how to push these new buttons yet to talk to him, and I'm like, check your phone, buddy. We got more. Here we go.
Wow. Okay, now Gambo's chimed in with 2. He's on Twitter. The Suns have matched the Indiana Pacers offer for DeAndre Ayton. So, and yeah, Kellan, you and I did have some serious synchronicity there. The Suns didn't even wait 48 minutes, let alone the 48 hours they had. DeAndre Ayton is going to be back with the Phoenix Suns next year. A 4-year, $133 million contract. DeAndre Ayton will be on the Suns roster at the start of the season. There is no other opportunity at this point for them to move him until January 15th. Now okay, we're still going to stay on the same path that we were on before. But let's just remind everybody what the particulars of the deal is now, okay? 4 years, $133 million. DeAndre Ayton cannot be traded to anybody until January 15th. DeAndre Ayton cannot be traded to the Indiana Pacers for a full calendar year. DeAndre Ayton now has the veto power to decline a trade to anybody he wants after January 15th. So he can control. Now, I've seen mixed reports on this. Does he have that power for the duration of the contract or just for the first year?
Full year.
So for a full year, from January 15th, 2023 to January 15th, 2024, Ayton can say no to whatever he wants to say no to, right? So it's not the duration of the contract, it's just for a year.
I believe it's the duration of like a full year from now. I'm not exactly sure. And the January 15th is like its own separate entity. Bernsey, I hope he got off that Southwest flight in time that he's apparently on, right?
I hope so, too.
Hope he's not on the way to Indiana right now. You got to turn around real quick there, buddy.
All these pictures of him in the airport, man. Did he get on the plane?
He lands and he checks his phone.
Seriously, I mean, are they going to...
Wait, what?
Are they going to roll the rolling gate back out to the plane? Because Ayton's like, you know what, can I get off now? You didn't even get a chance to redeem his free drink coupons.
Turn it around.
Bernsey, to what we were going to discuss in the segment, what we're getting to right now is just like the relationship with DeAndre and the Suns moving forward.
So what now?
To what I've been talking about, here is Woj's tweet. As soon as the Suns received the 4-year, $133 million offer sheet, the franchise matched it. Immediately after that, DeAndre Ayton returns to Phoenix and can't be traded without his consent for a full year. We are going to be talking about the possibility of DeAndre Ayton being traded or not until he is traded or not. I don't know how else to phrase it. It is going to be becoming a topic of conversation around this team in a way it wasn't before, and you just wonder about the long-term implications of that. I really do, because the uncertainty around his future in the first place is what led to this sort of window where we thought there was a real chance. And I would have said, and I said in plenty of places, that I was betting on that he wasn't going to be a member of the Suns going forward if I had to bet on one side or the other. And he is. He is now back with the Suns. We're there. We hit there in 2 segments. We went from signing to matching, just like that. So now it's just a matter of the ramifications of this process that you went through with him since last summer. I mean, I want to say October, but they started negotiating with him in the summer for that max that he ultimately didn't get the 5-year max. And I just wonder, are there looming effects to this, or is it going to be, like you've suggested, a possibility? You haven't suggested this as your primary thought, but the possibility of he's got his contract, we're all good, everything's hunky-dory. I don't think everything will be immediately hunky-dory, but it'll come down to something you mentioned, Burnsy, the mending that might need to take place.
Yeah, I mean, there's part of me that thinks, okay, guy gets $133 million, you figure out how to be happy, right? Like, you got your bag. You got your bag, be happy. You got your bag from the team that drafted you. Ultimately, it took another team signing you to an offer sheet, but you got your bag. And Deandre Ayton should be a happy camper going forward. I just don't think it's going to be that easy. I don't think it's going to be that simple. I think given the way things were kind of frosty at the end of the postseason, that's internal, and Deandre Ayton and the way he was used, I do think for Deandre Ayton to be back, and I mean like all the way back, he and James and Monty kind of have to get together and figure out the truly best way to maximize Deandre Ayton as a member of the Phoenix Suns. You and I talked about this several days ago. Like if he's going to come back, okay, you've got to, even if it means, for lack of a better word, sacrificing games earlier in the season that you might normally have won, you've got to figure out a way for Deandre Ayton to be more of an offensively impactful basketball player in these games, right? And not just a great screener, and not just a great diver, and not
he's more than that.
He's more than that. He can do more than that, but consistently he doesn't do enough to make that happen, and the Suns don't push hard enough to make sure he's in those positions to make that happen. They've seemingly, the Suns have been very comfortable with the role that Ayton is playing, and it seems to me that if you're going to give him $133 million over the next 4 years, for however long that lasts, you've got to find a way to extract the maximum value you can out of Deandre Ayton, and frankly, that's more than what you're asking out of him right now. Now, that's a two-way street, okay? That's the Suns deciding to use him more, and that's Deandre Ayton making himself available to be used more, right? I mean, it's both things. Neither party
but
is.
I just want to blame Monty. I just want to blame DeAndre. It's got to be one or the other, Burnsy. Come on.
Nope. And I know you're being facetious and sarcastic, but you and I both know it's not the blame game as to whose fault it is, why DeAndre Ayton hasn't developed the way everybody thinks he could or should. It's not as simple to say it's your fault, it's his fault, it's their fault, it's this guy's fault. It's got to be a truly collaborative effort, so that where the Suns say, we can do a better job, and DeAndre Ayton can say, I can do a better job, and somewhere they meet in the middle, and this better version of DeAndre Ayton emerges. I mean, you've just got to do that now if you're the Suns.
And the hope is that this entire process unfolding the way that it did inspires a new level of commitment that previously wasn't there. I think that's the hope. I think that's what you have to kind of envision, that going through all of this and committing to him the way that they have from a money perspective, from a salary perspective, inspires okay, we are going to give him that role now.
Let me ask you a question based off of that. Is there anything about the Suns' speed in choosing to match that is meant to be a message to DeAndre Ayton? Is there anything about the pure, rapid, we didn't even need 10 minutes after receiving your offer sheet to decide to match it? Is there any kind of embedded message in that to DeAndre Ayton?
Can I follow up with a tweet from someone else?
Sure.
Shams Charania, the Suns made clear throughout free agency that the franchise intended to bring Ayton back and were committed to spend in order to continue competing for a title around All-NBA star Devin Booker, Chris Paul, and Ayton. That's what they want the message to be. There it is right there.
Yeah. The message is we were going to do this the whole time.
We were always committed to him. We were always going to bring him back. There was no uncertainty in our front office about bringing him back. What?
We were always going to do this. We were never going to not do this. And by doing it as quickly as they did, I mean, maybe I'm reaching here a little bit. I certainly have been accused of worse, but it's almost like they're trying to reassure DeAndre Ayton, hey, big fella, you were never going anywhere, man. You were never. Now, whether that's the truth or not, whether that's the real deal or not, I don't know. But it does seem like there is an embedded message in how fast they did this with Ayton.
I think you're on it there, buddy.